Welcome and thank you for tuning in. We'll start the webinar shortly. Well, again, welcome. My name is Liliana Arguello and it is noon. So I am going to begin. Thank you so much for everyone who has joined. You are participating in the March 2021 PIHRA member orientation. It's a time for you to find out what the Pyra experience is all about. Please feel free to interact through the chat box and through the Q&A box throughout the event. I will be pausing and you will, just housekeeping before we begin, you will be receiving a copy of these slides in case you need them, and we are recording today's webinar. So that should be everything you need. I do have some partners here with me today, which who I will introduce you to in a moment. So they will also be helping monitor the chat box and the Q&A box. So what are we going to do together for the next 45 minutes? Today is actually a special member orientation webinar because I have a special guest who I'll introduce you to. But right now we're just welcoming everybody. I'm going through the agenda and I'll also give you a general update as to where Pyra is at with respect to servicing our members and our community given the pandemic situation. I'll provide you with an overview of Pyra and also talk about some of the membership benefits and the professional development events that we have going on right now. Then I would like to introduce you to our special guest. Oh, by the way, I'm going to introduce you to some key players within the Pyra community as well. Then we're going to switch gears and I'm going to introduce you to Nena Green. She is our customer success manager for the PIHRA Career Center. So I really believe you get a lot out of finding out more about what our Career Center offers for job seekers and employers. And we'll do a little bit of Q&A with Nena. And I'll just wrap up at the end with giving you a list of some upcoming webinars and some contact information. And with that, let's just move forward. I'm going to pause for a second, just make sure I'm capturing everybody. Okay, great. Yeah, if you have to jump off or anything, again, you will get these slides, before the end of today. And we also record all these sessions. So we will give you a link where you can see recordings of other member orientations that we have done. And this one will be available probably early next week. As a general update, the health and safety of our community is our top priority. We're committed to continuing to provide member benefits and professional development options that are affordable, accessible, and actionable for our community. Since March 2020, that has meant we have gone virtual. And at this time, all the decisions that we are making regarding in-person events or even hybrid events is based on the guidance and recommendations from the CDC, the World Health Association, and state and local officials. As this situation evolves, we'll continue to work with the Pyra Board of Directors to evaluate where we are. Right now, we are still virtual, and I'm going to share with you all of the virtual events that we have going on. And I don't have an anticipated date for us going to in-person events, but we all want to go back, and I can't wait, for example, to be able to see you all at the California HR conference, hopefully in 2022. Right now, we're really excited to have on the calendar and plan out the year with real high impact professional development for the HR community in the context of 11 learning tracks. These tracks include labor law, HR strategy, culture, compensation, benefits, and wellness, HR Department of One, inclusion and diversity. So you're going to be seeing a lot of our chapters, which I'll talk about in case you don't know about our 18 communities. They will be hosting these professional development webinars throughout the year. So please stay tuned, visit our website frequently, and most of our events, you can find them at the PIHRA calendar, located at pyhra.org/calendar. Now to introduce you to the members of my team. In case you missed it, my name is Lily Arguello, and I'm the Director of Membership. And I can't tell you enough how much I love working with Pyra. A little background on me. I have a background in organizational development as a consultant, both internal and external consulting. And I went from there to the Girl Scouts of Greater Los Angeles, where I started doing membership on the partnership side. So my work at Pyra is a wonderful marriage of my HR development work and my work in the community doing membership. I also want to note to you that I was a Pyra member before I ever dreamed of becoming a staff member. So I hope that I bring the perspective of the member to my team, and I'm really delighted to work with you. I'm going to introduce Elise in a second. So she's very important and she's going to come on, but I do want to introduce you to Matt Pallett, who's on this slide. He is a volunteer leader, which I'll be talking about as well. He is the chair of the membership committee and has a seat on the Pyra board. He's very accessible, very knowledgeable about what HR needs, and is my partner on the board. I bring him up first because one of the benefits of becoming a member is volunteerism. And I can't emphasize enough how volunteerism has helped me. I actually got this job because I volunteered for the National Association of Women MBAs, and I met some colleagues there who knew my boss now, our CEO, Rafael Rivera, and that's how he found me on LinkedIn and how I got this job. So Pyra is a safe place where you can hone your leadership skills and make the connections you need to continue to excel in your career. Now for Elise. Elise Sapien is on my team. I can't do this work without her. So Elise, thank you for coming on stage, and please introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you, Lily. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Elise Sapien. I'm the membership coordinator here at Pyra. So I work closely with Lily regarding membership initiatives. And so I'm going on 5 years now this year. It's been great. working with you, serving you, and I'm here to help. I'm also going to be monitoring the Q&A and the chat box. So please feel free to type in your questions. I'll be pausing and letting Lily know so that she can pause and address the questions. But yeah, I'm excited that you're here, and we look forward to serving you. I'll pass it over to Lily.
Thank you. Let me unmute myself. I'm just writing a note back to someone who asked a question in the Q&A box. But the next thing I'd like to do is talk a little bit about who Pyra is. I do want to let you know this orientation is to educate webinar attendees about Pyra. We are not covering HR trends. We're not educating the attendees about HR topics, but we are talking about where you can get that education. So I know someone asked about, can we talk about the new sick leaves and the leaves? I'm not talking about that today. I'm so sorry, but we do have many webinars on our calendar and some resources that I'll talk about in a moment where you can ask those questions and get the information you need so you stay educated and stay in compliance with the laws regulating the labor force and the workplace. So thank you so much for the question. What is the Pyra mission? We exist to serve the HR community by engaging them, elevating, and serving them through innovative programming, professional development, and high impact networking opportunities. We were established in 1944 by a group of personnel managers who saw a need. They were asking the questions like, how is HR, or back then industrial relations, going to evolve over time? What education do individuals in this profession need? What sorts of certifications would make sense for these individuals, kind of like an attorney or a CPA, so that they can become educated and keep the education up to best serve organizations and employees. So this group of personnel managers, this is a little kind of tidbit of trivia. They met in downtown Los Angeles, and that's when they established Pyra. And now Pyra is called the Professionals in Human Resources Association. Back then it was Professionals in Industrial Relations Association, Pyra. And I always like to say we were established in 1944, and we were established before SHRM. Some of you might understand or know who SHRM is, the Society of Human Resource Management. So that's where I always like to say we were established before then. I believe they were established in 1948, somewhere in the Midwest. Now, if you guys know SHRM, SHRM has grown. They're a global organization. We are affiliated with SHRM, and they're a great partner of ours. And really are, if anyone has any questions, we could talk. Or you could email me, and I think I provided my email in one of the slides, which you will get. So we could always talk a little bit about that. But Pyra's membership and the SHRM membership complement each other. And we really address the needs of HR in Southern California and California. So we're very California specific. And if you guys know HR in California, that's important because we lead the nation on employment law issues. So let me introduce you to a couple other players. Here's Tara Fournier. She's a SPHR and SHRM SCP. She is the current president of the Pyra Board of Directors, another volunteer leader. We're primarily volunteer-led. And I'll talk more throughout this presentation about this. Tara has extensive background in HR and organizational development, and she currently works for Vizio. So again, anyone interested in volunteerism, I'm not going to talk too much about it here, but if you have questions, you can always contact me. And I'd also like to introduce you to Rafael Rivera. He is our Chief Executive Officer and has been with Pyra for 11 years. He recruited me, and I really credit him for not only bringing in extensive knowledge in conferences. He really built our conference. It went from the Pyra annual conference, a small local conference, to the California HR conference, the biggest HR conference in the West. So, you know, he's done a great job leading us into the future, and it's my pleasure to be on his team. Now, who are our members? Right now, I do have to update this. So right now we're a little over 4,200 members. The statistics are more or less the same. So right around 32% of our members are certified through HRCI, or the SHRM certification. I know a lot of you may be like, what's an HR certification? And again, we have resources that we will send to you in case you do have questions about certification. But it's very important. I just got certified, so I really believe in becoming certified. You'll see here that the majority of our members are either at the HR manager generalist level or at the HR director and above level. We also have service providers. Those are those folks. So right around 10% of our members are service providers. And those are those individuals who are the natural partners of the HR community. So the insurance brokers, the financial advisors, and the staffing recruiters that are outside of our organizations and corporations. Lastly, the top 3 industries represented by our members are the manufacturing industry, consulting industry, and the healthcare industry. And you know what? I don't know if I said this, but Elise, please chime in at any time if there's questions that you think I can address live quickly.
Yes.
Thank you. Let's move forward. So like, what is Pyra? What is its footprint? Where do we reside? So Pyra is the largest SHRM affiliate in the nation, and we are located in Southern California. So we actually also have chapters. Right now we have 17 chapters and 1 community. And here's a map, again, that needs to be updated. As a member, when you become a member, you select your preferred chapter, but you can go to any chapter and receive the member price. So we have chapters all the way east, go in Palm Springs. They meet out in Desert Hot Springs under normal circumstances. North, our Pyra Antelope Valley meets out of, I believe, Lancaster. We go all the way south to Pyra Temecula Valley, and we also have a community in San Diego that is organizing. And we also have Pyra South OC. Under normal circumstances, they meet out of Newport Beach. And they're our largest chapter. So under normal circumstances, our chapters meet monthly. So in this example, if you went to a Pyra South OC a meeting, you can meet between 60 to 100 HR practitioners. So if you want to meet people and really build your community, you know, Pyra South OC has great meetings for that. Our second largest chapter is Pyra Los Angeles. That's our, if you guys have been around Pyra for a long time, and some of you might have been, you might remember that we called our chapters districts, and Pyra Los Angeles is District 1. And I bet you given the trivia I gave you earlier, you might understand why they were called District 1. On top of our 18 communities, we have 3 special interest groups. We have the Pyra Foundation, and actually I need to update this slide. The Pyra Foundation is its own 501c3 corporation. It raises money to provide scholarships to the HR community. So for example, you can apply if you're getting your degree in HR. And by the way, you do not have to be a Pyra member to receive a scholarship. But say, for example, you are getting your HR degree and you need some money, or you want to get certified. They provide scholarships for that, and their scholarship window is open right now. And that's why I have to update this. I just found out about that last week. I believe their deadline is sometime in April. So please go to the pyra.org/foundation site and find out more about that scholarship. Or if you know someone who might need a scholarship, you know, please let them know about this. We also have Club Pyra. Club Pyra is what I call the fun side of HR, and they they exist to work with HR practitioners who are responsible for employee recognition events, the Christmas party, the summer picnic, and things like that. And under normal circumstances, they meet quarterly. All of these chapters, communities, and special groups have their own boards, and they're quite autonomous. So here are other ways for you to volunteer. Wanted to make sure I said that. We also have Pyra Emerging Leaders. I'm very proud of this group because I helped establish this group in 2015. They were formerly known as Pyra Young Professionals, and we had a great time putting them together, and we actually won the SHRM Pinnacle Award in 2015 for our work in this area. They meet quarterly, they have their own board, and they do webinars right now, and this is a great example. The one listed here is a great example of a webinar that you might see them do. Like they had a holiday mixer, a lot of networking sorts of things to bring together emerging leaders to discuss, what are the things they need, what's the skills they need, what are the contacts they need. And they also bring emerging leaders in HR together with senior HR leaders to help that channel of communication develop for folks in this area in their career. Talked about volunteerism. There are many ways to volunteer. And what I like to say is, people say it's all about who you know. And I like to change that up a bit. It's not just about who you know, but it's who knows you. And there's research out there, if you haven't seen it already, between 70 to 80% of the people who find their job, how do they find it? They find it through their network. And I told you my story. I found my job here at Pyra through my network. So please think about, if you have time to invest in the community, this might be the community that you want to invest your time in. And there's all sorts of things. Right now, we don't have a live conference, but when we do, we have around 100 volunteers during our conference. You could be in a chapter committee position, so helping out a formal role on the board. We have chapter board members. We have Pyra committee chairs like Matt Pallets that I introduced you to. And we have the Pyra board that supervises the entire association. So feel free to go to pyra.org/volunteer if you'd like to learn more about volunteerism. I'm almost to my special guest, so please hang in there. Just really quickly, we have some Pyra member benefits that come with your membership that you cannot forget about, and you please try to use. So I'm going to highlight today the Pyra Workplace. It's powered by Think HR. Two big things. They have a whole compliance platform that you could sign into. They have hundreds of policy templates. They have sample forms, like for example, if you're recruiting and you need a employee application, they have one that is compliant that you can go and receive there. They have webinars. I mean, it'll take you a long time to go through the compliance center. We also have what we call Pyra Live. That is kind of a helpline for HR. So I know Pearl had a question. Pearl, immediately call Pyra Live and they will answer your question and also follow up with the email with any documentation that will help you. If you have any problems getting onto this platform through Think HR, don't hesitate to reach out to me and Elise because we can fix that for you and help you through that process. So right here, these benefits, including the employee handbook builder, which is in the compliance center, the job description builder, and Pyra Live, right there, you would be paying around $2,000 if you didn't have the membership. So I do see a question. Elisette, should we address that live?
I don't see a question. We did have a question earlier regarding volunteer, but I think you covered it.
Okay.
You did a great job on that. So again, if anyone has questions, I'm here monitoring the chat box.
Awesome, wonderful. Thank you, Elisette.
We do have one question that just came in.
Yes, the job descriptions. There is a job description builder under PIHRA Workplace. And so it has hundreds of job descriptions there. So you will get these slides that will help you get to that platform, but you could also email us. And I see I'm getting a little slow. Hopefully my internet's not acting up, but so Jim, yes, there's a job description builder, and please email me or Elise in case you are having any trouble with that. So some professional development. I told you I was HR certified. I took the exam in February for the SHRM SCP. The most incredible experience I've had. I actually wrote a blog about it. I did it because I wanted to build my credibility in the HR space and also think about my future. Like, what did I want to do in the future? I have a young daughter, so at some point she's going to be a little bit more independent, and I'll be able to give more of my time to an organization. So I did it. We have classes that started in March, and we have the PIHRA California class that's going to start in May, and I'm actually auditing that class. So if anyone has questions, we could talk offline about HR certification because there's a lot there. We have the California HR conference that's coming up. It's all virtual. We try to make it as fun virtually as it is live. If you haven't attended our 3-day conference, during the live conference, we have 80 learning sessions over 3.5 days. Networking is happening. It's like a family reunion. And so, the virtual one isn't quite the same, but we do our best to make it just as good. I think this time we'll have 30 sessions that you can attend all of them over the 3 days, but they'll all be available on demand if you register. Can't emphasize how great this conference is, and we will be covering the 11 tracks in the conference with a special focus on California law, just because right now with the pandemic, there's a lot of concern about complying with the law and making sure that everyone gets back to work safely. I do see some chats, Elise, so if anyone, I'm about to turn this over, so we'll have time at the end if there's more questions. Also want to remind you, on top of our learning webinars, we also have virtual chats, because part of the things that our members like to do is network with each other. If you are looking, a lot of the times, I know HR can be kind of a lonely job, and sometimes you don't want to confide in people within your company just because it's a little uncomfortable or you're dealing with confidential matters. Well, this is where you're going to find what I call your HR board of directors. And not only professionally, but people come here and connect with people and make friendships that last a lifetime. So we're still doing it virtually. We have a bunch of chats coming up, and now they're topical or having facilitated networking. So a really great opportunity. And these are all low cost or no cost. So please sign up. And with that, I want to introduce you to our guest speaker who's going to be talking about one of the PIHRA benefits. Nena Green is our customer success manager for the PIHRA Career Center. Nena, you want to say a couple words to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. Like Lily said, I'm Nena Green, Senior Customer Success Manager at YM Careers. So I work closely with Lily, helping make the Career Center the best benefit it can be for everyone, all your PIHRA members. The PIHRA's Career Center has great resources to help you in job searching and career planning. It's also the best place for employers to connect with HR professionals in California. So I'm going to walk through the job board and show you some of the basic functionality and benefits, starting with job seekers, and then we'll move into the value for employers posting on the Career Center as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you.
Thank you, Nena. I'm so glad you're with us today.
Yes, of course. All right, so let's hop right in. So where do you find the Career Center? If you're on PIHRA's homepage, you can find it under the Grow tab. All right, for the simplicity of this demo, we're going to start by creating a couple accounts, and then we'll go through like the main homepage. So if you are a job seeker, you're going to go to My Account. It's going to ask you if you're a member. Your member login is going to look like this. Super easy. I'm not a Pyra member, so I'm going to go and log in via the job board. All right, so this is your main account homepage. So as a job seeker, you can do your regular settings. You can just change your information here, reset your password, set up your email preferences. Any contact requests, if you are active on the Career Center and you have employers reaching out to you, they'll show up in here. Messages will be sent in here as well. Right now, this is just the regular job board messaging, welcome messaging. And then any saved jobs that you have, you can star them on the main job search page. They'll show up in here, which we'll get to, but you can click on any one of these that will bring you to the job posting itself. You can apply, you can delete, you can also put in notes about any particular positions that you're looking at. So if you really want to dive into the Career Center, you want to manage your resumes, get some resumes in there so it's easy to apply for jobs. There's a couple different ways that you can have your resume on the Career Center. You can make it public, which means that it's searchable by employers. Let me just show you what that looks like. So this is Pyra's resume bank. As you can see, everybody gets their own individual card. What I do want to point out, if you go to view candidate, it shows information on your resume, but it also does not give your information to employers without your permission. So you're able to post your resume, have employers be able to reach out to you, but also you're not giving your information away to everyone, which is a really nice benefit. So let's go back a couple pages. So you can also upload as a private resume. So the reason why you would do this is because you want to easily apply for positions, but you don't want your resume to show up in that resume bank. So you can do a private resume. Incomplete resume would be if you started building a resume and you need to stop for any reason and come back to it. So creating a new resume is super easy. You can upload a resume file. Choose your file, upload your resume. I do want to call out that you do have the availability to get a free professional resume review from Top Resume. So if you want to opt into that, super easy. All you do is toggle into that and do evaluate my resume. Usually takes between 24 and 48 hours to get a response on those and get your edits. You can also build your resume online. So you just fill in all of your settings. I just want to point out, if you scroll down all the way to the bottom after you fill everything in, this is how you make your resume public or private. So just keep that in mind. All right, we're going to go back one page. So if you build your resume online and you want to opt into the free evaluation, once your resume is finished, it will show up in here and then you go into here and do it that way. You can also add cover letters, so it's easy for you to access them and create new cover letters here. All right, so we're going to go to the main job search page. Super easy to look for a job. You can search via keyword or job title, location. You can also easily set up a job alert. So when a job based on your preferences becomes available, it's emailed directly to you. And if you're logged in, it's auto-populating your email address. Here are some jobs that are available on the Career Center. Not all of them, that's just a little snippet. The resume upload, you can also do your free evaluation here. The career resources, we'll get into that in a minute. Career Snapshot, you can see who's using the Career Center. You have your featured services and employers. The reason why I'm bringing you down here is because I want to call out where if you have questions about using the Career Center, job seekers or employers. Our customer service team is really great. Any questions you have about using the Career Center, how do I upload my resume, where do I access this, how do I post a job, anything and everything they can help you with. They're super great and they have a really high customer satisfaction rate, never really dips below 98%. So if you have any questions, reach out to them. All right, we are going to go to the main job search page. As you can see, you can search via title, location as well here. You have jobs listed over on the side, and then you have your main job here. So as you're clicking through, you're really just staying on the same page, which is really nice. You can also star any particular jobs that you like, and they'll end up on your account page, or unstar them, so they're easy to find. I want to point out too, down at the bottom, jobs you may like. So based on the job that you're looking at here, there's going to be other jobs that are similar that show up down in here, kind of like how the Amazon experience, as we like to say. If you're looking at toasters on Amazon, and these are really great toasters that can go along with your other toaster. So there's also advanced filtering. So if you want to look via a specific region, job function, if you want to work for a specific industry or job type, you can go ahead and put those filters through. And as you can see, they are going to populate up top here. They're also super easy to remove if you want to do that as well. And it still keeps you all on the same page. So it's super user friendly. All right. So
Nina,
yeah.
we have a question that I thought
Sure.
was interesting. So someone asked, what is the difference between applying on the PIHRA Career Center for a job versus LinkedIn?
So when you go to PIHRA's Career Center, you know that you are going to be connecting with jobs from HR. You really don't have to like thumb through, like if you thumb through positions that maybe might not apply to you. So if we're using like Indeed as an example, you have to really kind of thumb through, put the right search terms, make sure that you're really like connecting with all of those jobs. There's so many different job titles in HR too as well, so you might not be fully capturing what might be available to you. When you come to PIHRA's Career Center, all the jobs are HR. Most of them are probably going to be relevant for what you're looking for. I'm not sure if that answers that question or not.
I think so. Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So that's just some of like the basic job search functionality. I did want to touch upon career insights. You can go to the career planning portal, which is where career insights lives here, or you can find it via the homepage down here. So essentially, we really just want to make sure that Pyra is providing you with information not only on jobs that are available, but also on the industry as well. So what I'm going to do is do a search for you, and I'll show you what it is. So you're looking for a specific job title, you would choose the occupation, put in a location. You can make it more specific than California, but just for this example, this is what I'm doing. And it pulls in dynamic information from third-party sources and salary, what to expect for salary for that particular position, what the outlook for that position is in the upcoming years. So is this a job you might want to get into? Is it going to be available? You can toggle between national and where you search for specifically. There's a little video on a day in the life of that particular job. It also goes through any activities, knowledge, or skills you might need to get that position. As you can see, there's quite a few things you can look at in here. And this also pulls in people who actually have this position now, like what their education level is, to help you sort of pinpoint where you want to be moving in your career if you want that particular role. And then it will also bring you over to jobs that are available on the Career Center down here. You can also schedule a session with a career coach. So this is a professional coach, and you can meet with her for 30 minutes for free. And then if you want to go beyond that and do more career coaching, you can discuss other options with them as well, which is really great. So there are additional resources for job seekers on the Career Center as well. So I don't know if you just saw what I did there. I just went to the resources tab. So this just brings you to a landing page that has a lot of valuable information about job searching, articles on the topic, resume writing tips, how to prepare, ace an interview, how to follow up for an interview. how to change careers, how to move forward, how to negotiate salary, networking, and what to do with your social profile. It also reconnects you to the career coaching and the career planning portal I just showed you here. So I'm really going to, that's basically all of the questions for, not questions, all the information for the job seekers. If you don't mind, we'll move on to employers now. Was there any questions about job seekers?
I don't see any additional questions, but
Okay.
keep the questions coming, folks. We'd love to hear from you.
All right, so we'll talk quickly about employers. I'm not going to go through the entire employer account, but just sort of point out some of the value for employers to post on the Career Center. So this is the products and pricing page. So if you wanted to post an ad on PIHRA's Career Center, you would come in here and look at pricing. You can see all the available packages listed here. If you have questions about anything that's available, Gregory Smith is the media sales rep for this particular job board. So you can reach out to Greg and he can help you out with any questions that you have about packages, what the value is, or if you don't see what you're looking for, he may be able to help with custom packaging as well. Pyra's Job Flash is a really great value for both job seekers and employers. So I just want to touch upon that real quick as well. So the Job Flash, it's sent the second and fourth Wednesday of the month. So Pyra members that are signed up on, and people that are signed up on the Career Center as a job seeker are sent the Job Flash email bi-monthly. So it keeps you up to date on open positions, and that includes jobs that are available in California. For employers, when you post on the Career Center, you have the option to add your job to the Job Flash, either through these packages or via an upgrade. So this way your job is not only on the job board, it's also emailed out to 9,000 plus HR professionals in California. So you're not going to find that value anywhere else, anywhere that you're posting your job. So if you're really looking to connect with that talent and you want to be connecting with qualified professionals, Job Flash is a really great way to do so. That's pretty much everything I have. Yeah, go ahead, Lily.
You know, that Job Flash, I just want to make sure all the audience knows. So we push that out to not just our Pyra members, but anybody who signs up on our website and subscribes to our email list. And it's also up on our social media channels. So if you follow us on our LinkedIn page, for example, or you follow our CEO, Rafael Rivera on LinkedIn, or you follow me on Twitter. So those job flashes are coming through. We did have a question, Nena. I think it might be in the Career Insights page. So someone asked, is there a place where we can look at what the current rates for positions? We can find those rates or salaries, I think is the question. How do I find comparable salaries, or if I'm asking for the right salary for the position?
Let me just go back to that main page here.
And if that's not the question, please let me know. So, or if you have a follow-up question.
So essentially, the wages are pulled in via third-party sources. So this is actually directly from the Department of Labor and Department of Employment and Economic Development. So these charts are going to give you what the median and beginning salary ranges are. So, I mean, you really would probably have to evaluate how senior you are in your position if you're trying to negotiate salary or figure out where to go, but this will give you a good baseline. So if you've been in the career for a few years, you might be somewhere in the median. If you've been in there, 10 years plus, you might want to ask for the higher end. The really nice part about this too is that it's via location. So it depends on where you are in the United States, or maybe even your specific region in California. It may make a difference in what the salary ranges are for that particular position. So it's a really great tool to access if you're looking to negotiate salary for sure.
Fantastic. Great, Nena. So, I'm going to start sharing my screen again, but if anyone has, Nena's going to stay on with us for a little longer. So if anyone has any questions, we still have a couple minutes left. And I don't see any more, but either Elisette will interrupt us, or, I'll catch it before we sign off. But in the last couple, and thank you so much, Nena, that was fantastic. So we will, again, this has been recorded. So if you want to revisit what Nena shared with us and how to get where, you'll have access to this recording. But I absolutely encourage you to go on the job career site, and look at the job board, look at all the different menus that Nena shared with you so that you can get yourself acquainted with that. So lastly, I was telling you earlier, we have a lot of webinars coming up. Please join us. I really want to emphasize to get out there. Right now, I'm working from home. We have limited contact with people. So set a goal up for yourself. I do this under normal circumstances, but set a goal. I know you might be tired of Zoom. I get it. But I think we need to continue that interaction because we need to not lose that muscle memory. So we have sponsored a game show coming up next week. I'll be there. So, I mean, I think everyone could use a little joy in their life. So let's have a little fun. It's free. We have a get to know you chat coming up on March 25th with PIHRA Riverside. And again, right now it's all virtual. So if you live in Lancaster, it doesn't matter. Join the PIHRA Riverside. You never know who you're going to meet. Santa Clarita is having something on the 25th as well, which is a professional development piece. We have PIHRA North OC. Is someone was asked about compensation trends. PIHRA North OC is having an informal conversation about what those compensation trends look like for this year. So that's perfect. And we have another member benefit highlight webinar on April 16th. So come learn more about the PIHRA workplace. A lot of you were asking like, I need a form, or I need this, or I need to ask a question. So if you want to learn the ins and outs of how to use that tool, it's all online. It's a platform. It's free with the PIHRA membership. Join us for April 16th. You could sign up at pyhra.org/calendar. And if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me and Elisette.
We do have one question,
Sure.
Lily, about the conference. Will there be an in-person conference in the future years, or will it be virtually permanently?
Oh no, I strongly believe, no one said this, but we do want to go back to in person in the future. I don't have a date for you. I anticipate, if my crystal ball, that in 2022 we may do a hybrid version of the event, because I'm anticipating we will still need to do social distancing in the coming 9 months to a year. So we might have limited capacity in-person event, and also have a live virtual version. So hopefully that answers your question, but we're dying to see everybody and be able to connect in person. And it's a little bit after 12:45, so please connect with us online. That's another great way to stay connected right now, where we're all more in a virtual setting. Again, I think we've hit the digital age. People are buying things online more. I don't think we're ever going to go away from being virtual, but we will go, slowly back to in person with a virtual component. So please stay connected with us. And thank you, everybody. I don't want to keep you too late. I will be here for a little longer if you want to hang out. We also will send you an email, so you'll have my email address and Elisette's if you have any questions that you want to set up a time to talk to me or Elisette individually. Thank you for being part of the HR community. And if you're a member, thank you so much for supporting PIHRA. And if you're not a member and want to learn more about how to become a member, we'll send you an email, or you can always reach out to us. Stay safe, be good, and be healthy. And with that, we're done. We could adjourn. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nena.